Yo, sini. Plug blast is shut out. I thought tape gijaja sinte. Maham benzo guru bema 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 sinte. Okay. Need ready better. Insert. Insert link. It's a okay. Gee, precious one. Huh? Yeah. Thank you. Na bele patong ba. Patong sa dito. Okay, first with the insert. First. Okay. Once again, we wake up to the environment of Guru Rinpoche and the Dakas and Dakinis invoking us to engage in our practice and utilize this fortunate human birth in achieving the essence of the Dharma. Like that. And then we arise understanding the basis, the fundamental nature of our being is Vajra Yogini, like that. And our environment as the copper-colored mountain and so on and so forth, like that. Page 1 in the insert. Oi ke mai ke hoi kande reke bo mare te mo wange mane par Sindru ngarke data yarlong da tome dine dala tuke bar Mare wange nelyon de joinge dane manel kosum gelame Kegai nachi dungai mishe samderim tamya tope kokame Drulai tendru kepe dulai bandare chimpo tende hendrum tende Nyomle ngangla depe duma yin chiwai somla drupa tarukel Tsela lome cheke same chai de tse me tsere dengshe matom no Kibui kini simbe jeje ru chenam dame dongjen chedan. Jumai mi ju hume lam zunen dan jeze dongere da cha da buru che. Chudai chuburu mi gyoro jumbai so che jai jume pechu de jendo. Korde chenam keke shenparangi chenam ranjen kewa me pad. Neme game zhong me ba wo ming me tsema me chen samje hende. Tende tombara jawe de la ba. Namo guru be, namo deva be. Namo Dhake. Back to page 1. O alas, alas, fortunate child of Buddha nature, do not be oppressed by the forces of ignorance and delusion, but rise up now with resolve and courage. Entranced by ignorance from beginningless time until now, you have had more than enough time to sleep. So do not slumber any longer, but strive after virtue with body, speech, and mind. Are you oblivious to the suffering of birth, old age, sickness, and death? There is no guarantee that you'll survive even past this very day. The time has come for you to develop perseverance in your practice. For at this singular opportunity, you could attain the everlasting bliss of awakening. So now is certainly not the time to sit idly. But starting with the reflection on death, you should bring your practice to completion. The moments of our life are not expendable, and the possible circumstances of death are beyond imagination. If you do not achieve an undaunted confident security now, what point is there in your being alive, O fortunate being? All phenomena are ultimately selfless, empty, and free from conceptual elaboration. In their dynamic, they resemble an illusion, mirage, dream, or reflected image. A celestial city, an echo, a reflection of the moon in water. A bubble, an optical illusion, or an intangible emanation. You should know that all things of cyclic existence and nirvana accord in nature with its 10 similes of illusory phenomena. All phenomena are naturally unborn. They neither abide nor cease, neither come nor go. They are without objective referent, characteristicless, ineffable, and free from thought. The time has come for these truths to be realized. Namo Guru Be, Namo Deva Be, Namo Dhake Be. Homage to the Lama, homage to the Yidam, homage to the Dakini. Now, Longchen Nyingthig Vandro. Okay. To push, you have to press here when you're breathing in And you're pressing here when you're breathing out. Only thing is that you're making a triangular over here inside, and then breathing out somewhere here in between this triangular box, like that. The fourth round, you breathe in and then you hold your breath as long as you're comfortable. Don't force yourself to stay too long. When you feel uncomfortable, then you can just release slowly. So that way, you force out. And then I'll relax like that. Page 3, Gangandro. Om. Fire rising from rum syllable consumes my tongue, transforming it into a three-pronged vajra of red light. In its center are the vowels and consonants surrounded by the mantra, the essence of interdependent origination. From these syllables, like a string of pearls, light rays stream out, making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, pleasing them. As these rays return, all obscurations of my speech are purified, and I receive all the blessings and siddhis of Vajra speech. A a I u re re li li e I o anga ha ka ka ga ga nga cha 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 na da 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 da. Ta ta da da na ba 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu te shanta da to haya vadata. Teshancha yo nirodha evam vadi maha sharmana swaha a I u re re li li e I o anga ha. Ka ka ga ga nga cha 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 na ta ta da da na ta ta da da na pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun te shantata gato haya vadata te shanchayo nirodha evam vadi mahashramana swaha. A I u re re li li e I o angaha ka ka ga ga nga cha 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 na ta ta da da na ta ta da da. Pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun te shantata gato haya vadata. Te shanchayo nirodha evam vadi mahashamana swaha a I u re re li li e I o angaha. Kaka Gaganga Chacha Jajana Tata Dadana Tata Dadana Papa Baba Mayara Lavasha Sasahacha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetun Deshandata Gato Hayavadata Deshanjayo Niroda Evam Vadi Mahashamana Soha A I U Re Nini E I O Awangaha Kaka Gaganga Chacha Jajana Tata Dadana Tata Dadana Papa Papa Mayara Lavasha Sasahacha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetun Deshandata Gato Hayavadata Deshanchayo Niroda Evam Vadi Mahashramana Swaha A I U Re Lili E I O Awangaha Kaka Gaganga Jaja Jajana Data Dadana Tata Dadana Papa Papa Mayara Lavasha Sasahacha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetun Deshandata Gato Hayavadata Deshanchayo Niroda Evam Vadi Mahashamana Soha A I U Re Lili E I O Awangaha Kaka Gaganga Chacha Jajana Data Dadana Tata Dadana Papa Papa Ma Yara Lawa Shasa Saha Cha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava Hetun Deshandata Gato Hayavadata Deshanja Yuniroda Evam Vadi Mahashramana Soha. Then bring in the motivation that in order to dispel all the suffering of samsara, the cause and the result, and to establish all motherly sentient beings to the state of the perfect and complete precious Buddhahood, I invoke the blessings of the Gurus, of the root and lineage, that may I be able to accomplish the essence of this heart, essence of the vast expanse, and can train in the mind training of the wonder. Nyingthig pa ge sar she pa ne chak chi den chen lama yar a jing le dan mo da bu zir wa yi ke wa ngen ba da la cho be chir Chiwara de che kore je dojo Tenda she je chun cha je so se O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. From the blossoming lotus of devotion at the center of my heart, arise, O kind Lama, my only refuge, in order to protect me, the miserable unfortunate one, who is overwhelmingly tormented by karma and mental afflictions. I pray that you remain as the jewel ornament on the crown chakra of great bliss, arousing all of my mindfulness and awareness. Duzum sangye tham chege ngoy kujen dane palden lama damba la sewai de so dala wanguro jenge labdos zamlam ge dombai ke bar jen julai ke wara jenge labdos kadai ne lo ke tawa dombara jenge labdos Tundra Nashi Reshe Tarachembara Jenge Laptose. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdoms of the four visions of empowerment, so visions of spontaneous presence. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. Okay. Page 17. Now I'm free from the hell, preta, or animal realms, long living gods, born in barbaric land or being a wrong view holder, born in a period when Buddha has not appeared, or being born in a period when Buddha has not appeared, or being mentally dumb. I have obtained freedom from these eight unfree states. Born a human being with all senses intact and in a center land, with a lifestyle not harmful or wrong, and with faith in the Buddha's teachings. These five personal endowments are complete. A Buddha has appeared, has taught the Dharma, it is existing, I follow it, and a sublime teacher has accepted me. I have thus the five circumstantial endowments. Although I am in a position where I have every one of them, once this life so fraught with uncertainty is relinquished, I will go on yet to another realm of existence. O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. If I do not use the opportunity this present freedom offers, I will not find such a basis for attaining liberation later on. Once the merit that provided this happy existence is exhausted, I will wander after death as an unfortunate being in the miserable realms. Not knowing virtue from non-virtue, I will never hear a word of Dharma, nor meet a spiritual teacher, a terrible disaster. If we reflect on the numbers and kinds of sentient beings, we understand just how slim is the chance of gaining a human body. When we see even human beings devoid of dharma acting and engaging in negativity, we realize those who act according to dharma are just like the daytime star. O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. Even though it is like reaching a jewel island, attaining this human body, a fickle and impetuous mind in such a promising basis makes it an unsuitable support for attaining liberation, especially when possessed by negative influences or with the five poisons raging inside, or when negative karma befalls me or I am distracted by laziness, or when a slave under someone else's control or turning to dharma simply out of insecurity or fear, or merely pretending to practice, or when deluded and stupid. These are the eight intrusive circumstances that make dharma impossible. When these come upon me opposing my dharma practice, O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. Lacking both revulsion and the jewel of devotion, caught in the bond of desire and craving, or with crowd degenerate behavior, never holding back from negative, harmful actions and engaging in the five inexpiable acts, with vows completely broken and samaya torn to shreds. These are the eight propensities where mind is cut off from the Dharma. When these come upon me opposing my Dharma practice, O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. At this moment, I am not inflicted by sickness and pain, nor am I a slave or such under another's control. So when I have this perfect auspicious quality of total independence, if I waste the freedom of this human life through my own indolence, not to mention parting from my companions, possessions, relatives, and loved ones. Even this body that I hold so dear will be carried out alone from its bed to some desolate spot, to be torn to pieces by foxes, vultures, and dogs. Then in the bardo there will be even greater terror. O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. The results of virtuous and non-virtuous actions will follow accordingly, especially if I am born in the hell realms. On a ground of burning iron, my head and body will be hacked with weapons. I will be ripped apart with saws and crushed with red-hot hammers. Trapped in doorless iron cells, screaming out loud, I will be impaled on red-hot spikes, boiled in molten lava, and burned in a fire of intense heat. This is the first 8 classifications of hells. On the crests of snow mountains, on precipices of ice, terrifying places engulfed by squalls and blizzards of snow, my tender body, lashed by freezing winds, will break out in blisters, bursting open into festering sores. In a ceaseless wail of agonized scream, and suffering difficult to even think about, like a sick person in death, whose strength is completely gone. I'll let out deep gasps and groans, my teeth clench, my skin cracking open, and my exposed raw flesh will split deeper and will split yet again. This is the next 8 classifications of the hell. Similarly, my feet will be sliced to ribbon, so on the plains of razor. In the forest of swords, my body will be gashed and chopped. I will sink in the swamp of putrefying corpses and the pit of hot embers, tormenting the changing hell, and in the hell neighboring the ultimate torment. Born indoors, pillars, fireplaces, ropes, and the like, always made use of and exploited in the ephemeral hells. When thoughts of intense hatred and aggression arise, which are the causes of being born in any of the 18 hells, O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. Likewise, in the grim and destitute realm, where the words food, drink, or comfort have never been heard, the pretas find nothing to eat or drink for months and years on end. Their bodies are emaciated, and they lack even the strength to stand. They suffer from 3 different kinds of obscurations. The reason for being born in such a birth is greed, in constant dread of being killed and eaten by one another, exploited and worked under exhaustion, bewildered as what to do or not to do. Animals are oppressed by limitless suffering, the seed of which is stubborn stupidity. When I wander into this darkness, O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. Though I have entered the path of Dharma, I haven't put a stop to my mistaken behavior. Though I have entered the door of the Mahayana, I am devoid of any benefiting thoughts for others. Though I have received the 4 empowerments, I do not practice the generation and completion stages of meditation. O Lama, free me from straying from the path. Though I have not realized the view, I act as if I were crazed. Though distracted in my meditation, I boast about my understanding. Though my actions are at fault, I do not reflect upon my mistakes. O Lama, free me from becoming such a jaded practitioner. Though I may die tomorrow, I am full of craving for home, clothes, and possessions. Though my youth has passed, I lack revulsion and renunciation. Though I have heard only a few Dharma teachings, I arrogantly presume that I have qualities. O Lama, free me from such ignorance. Though headed toward disaster, I am preoccupied in distraction, roaming the world. Though I stay in solitary retreats, my basic character remains as hard as wood. Though I speak of morality, I have not abandoned my attachment and aversion. O Lama, free me from the 8 worldly concerns. Quickly rouse me from this deep sleep of ignorance. Quickly free me from this dungeon. Goncho sumngen deshe zawan sum salon tengle rangjen jangcho sim. Ngo rangjen toje kyun korola. Jangcho ningbo bardo chansun che. Goncho sumngen deshe zawan sum salon tengle rangjen Chanchu sim, Ngo Rangin Tuje Kyokoro Janchu Ningbo Bardo Chansun Che, Kuncho Sumye Deshe Zawan Sum, Zalun Tile Rangin Janchu sim, Ngo Rangin Tuje Kyokoro Chanchu Ningbo Bardo Chansu Chi. In the 3 jewels, the 3 root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual 3 jewels, the 3 root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual 3 jewels, the 3 root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. Bodhicitta. Ho na zo nang wan chun de zin re kin kor hua lu gu ju du chan be ru. Rang re we se yin so yin se chil. Ce me shi yin ha ne sem ke do. Ho na zo nang wan chun de zin re kin korwa lugu judo chambe do rang re we se yin so nga tse chil tse me shi yin ha ne sem ke do ho ho na so na wa chu de zin re ke korwa lugu judo chambe do rang re we se yin so nga tse chil Seme Jiyen Ane Semkendo. Oh, alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water. Beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the 4 immeasurables. Here we should change that alas to ho. This here, alas is a lamenting word, but ho is a joy word, so they are different here. So ho is better. Ho means I take joy in cultivating bodhicitta. So alas is like a depressing word. So ho is, so say ho, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water. Beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the 4 immeasurables. Ho, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water. Beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Then do Tonglen for a while. Breathe. As you breathe out, you give. As you breathe in, you take. So finally, you dissolve all concept of subject, object, and action. And you rest in the basic space of non-duality. That's the absolute bodhicitta. Vajrasattva, page 43. In my ordinary form, above the crown of my head, on a white lotus in the center of a moon disk seat, is the syllable Hung, which becomes the Lama Vajrasattva. Brilliantly white with complete Sambhogakaya adornments. Holding Vajra and bell, he embraces his consort, Lord Jirnema. I take refuge in you and pray that you purify all of my negativities. With deepest regret, I acknowledge and confess them. From now on, even if my life is at stake, I shall vow to refrain from repeating them again. In your heart, upon a full moon, is the syllable Hum, encircled by the mantra. Reciting the mantra invokes your wisdom mind, and from the point of union of Yab and Yum's blissful play, a cloud of bodhicitta nectar flows down like drops of camphor. By means of these, for me and all sentient beings of the three realms, may our negative karma and destructive emotions, the cause of suffering, illnesses, harmful influences, negativities, and obscurations, along with falls, downfalls, and defilements due to breakages of samaya, be purified completely until not a single one remains. Om Vajra Satu Samaya Manu Palaya Vajra Satva Teno Patishta Dhrido Me Bhava Sudokhayo Me Subokhayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Sujame Chitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagava Sarva Tathagata Vajra Mame Munza Vajra Bhava Maha Samaya Sato Om Vajra Sato Samaya Manu Palaya Vajra Sattva Teno Bhatirsta Dhrido Me Bhava Sudokhayo Me Bhava Subokhayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Sutsa Me Chitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavat Sarva Tathagata Vajra Mame Munza Vajra Bhava Maha Samaya Sato Om Vajra Sato Samaya Manu Pala Vajra Sattva Teno Bhadir Sadhrido Me Bhava Sudokaya Me Bhava Subokaya Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Me Prayasa Sarva Karma Sutta Me Citam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagava Sarva Tathagata Vajrama Me Manza Vajri Bhava Maha Samaya Sato Om Vajra Sato Samaya Manopalaya Vajra Sattva Teno Bhadir Sadhrido Me Bhava Sudokaya Me Bhava Subokaya Me Bhava Anurakto me bhava sarva siddhi me prayasa sarva karma susa me citam shiryam kuru hung ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sarva tathagata vajrama me munja vajri bhava maha samaya sato te. Page 47. O protector, in my ignorance and delusion, I have gone against and impaired my samaya. Lama protector, be my refuge, chief of all the mandalas, Vajra holder, embodiment of great compassion, chief of all beings, in you I take refuge. I confess all broken root and branch samayas of body, speech, and mind. I pray that you cleanse and purify all my accumulated negativities, obscurations, faults, downfalls, and defilements. Vajrasattva is pleased and smilingly says, Noble child, all of your negative actions, obscurations, falls, and downfalls are purified. Granting his approval, he melts into light, and by dissolving into me, I become Vajrasattva, appearing yet empty like a reflection in a moon, in a mirror. At my heart is the syllable home, around which the four brilliantly radiant syllables emanate rays of light, whereby the three worlds, the whole universe, and the beings within it attain Buddhahood together as the Buddha feels and the Buddhas of the five families of Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva Hum Om Vajra Sattva Hum Om Vajra Sattva Hum Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva. Om Bando Sandom 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 Om Bando Sandom 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 Bando Om Bando Sandom 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 Bando Om Bando Sandom 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 Om Bando Sandom 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 Bando Om Bando Sandom 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 Bando Om Bando Sandom 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 Om Bando Sandom Bando Sandom Bando Sandom Bando Sandom Bando Sandom Om Bando Sandom. Then all the syllables dissolve one onto another, like Om onto Vajra, Vajra onto Swa, Swa into Ta, Ta into Hung. Then Hung dissolves from underneath. There's like a hook vowel. That onto, there's a small Hachung. Then on Ha, it dissolves into the main Ha part. A Ha dissolves up onto the crescent moon. The crescent moon dissolves into the bindu, which is the circle. The bindu further dissolves into there is a pigtail upon, and the pigtail becomes further tiny, 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 like strand of horsehair split into like 100 times horizontally, like that. And then it dissolves tracelessly into basic space. And then you rest in that state. Okay, mandala offering, page 53. Om. The billion pure realms of the 3,000-fold world systems, filled with the 7 precious gems and the wealth of gods and humans. Together with my body and possession, I offer them totally. May I attain the dominion of the universal ruler of Dharma. The Akanishta pure am densely arrayed with great bliss. The mandala of the 5 certainties of the 5 Buddha families, along with inconceivable vast clouds of offerings of every variety of sensual pleasures I offer. May I emanate in the Sambhogakaya Buddha field. The world of appearance and possibilities, perfectly pure, is the youthful vase body, ornamented by unceasing great compassion, the display of dharmata. The perfect and pure realm of indivisible wisdom bodies I offer. May I manifest in the pure realm of Dharmakaya. Page 55. The earth's surface, sprinkled with perfumed water and stoned with flowers, and adorned with Mount Sumeru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon, is visualized as a Buddha field I offer. May all beings enjoy in the pure realm of perfect purity. Tram Guru Ratna Mandala Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Samaye Aho. Like that. Our mind knowing how to emanate things. This is how we accumulate merit. Everything that you could think of is made offerings. There's nothing that we restrict as can be offered or cannot be offered, and so forth. Everything, the manifestations of purity. With more and more, it becomes non-conceptual. It's pure by its inherent nature. And even if we have concepts, then we think of all the riches of the world, the riches of the humans and the gods, and so forth, all gathered together, and we make offerings like that. That's how we accumulate merit. Okay, page 59. My casting away all attachment to this dearly cherished body, the Deva Putra Mara, is destroyed. My consciousness ejects into space through the top of my crown and transforms into Trema, destroying the Mara, the Lord of Death. My right hand holding a hook knife, symbolizing vanquishing the Mara of mental afflictions, slices the top of the corpse's skull, destroying the Mara of the aggregates. My left hand holds a skull cup, the aspect of activity, and places it on a hearth of 3 human skulls, representing the 3 kayas. Inside the vessel, a corpse, now an offering filling the 3,000-fold world systems. The blazing syllable melts the hung nectar, and the offerings are purified, multiplied, and transformed by the power of the 3 syllables. Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum, Om Ah Hum. Omahu, 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 Omahu. Omahu, Omahu, Omahu. Omahu, 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 Omahu. Omahu, 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 Omahu. Pray. By my offering to guests above, the sublime unconditioned wisdom mind of the root and lineage lamas and the yidams are fulfilled. Merit and wisdom are accumulated, and supreme and ordinary siddhis are attained. By my offering to the guests of samsara below, their satisfied and karmic debts are repaid. In particular, the malicious ones and negative forces are satisfied. All illnesses, destructive influences, and obstacles are pacified, dissolving into space. Harmful conditions and clinging to self are destroyed into dust. Finally, offer, and guests dissolve uncontrived into the original nature of Dzogpa Chenpo. Ah. Okay, Guru Yoga. Emo. My own perception is the spontaneously perfect, all-encompassing pure Ram, arrayed perfectly as the glorious copper-colored mountain. In its center, I am Vajra Yogini with one face and two hands, brilliantly red and holding a hook knife and skull cup. My 2 feet are in advancing pose, my 3 eyes gazing into the sky. Above the crown of my head on 100,000 petaled lotus, sun and moon seed, inseparable from our own root Lama, the embodiment of all sources of refuge, appears the Nirmana Kaya lake-born Vajra. His body glows with youth, white with a tinge of red. He wears a gown, monastic shawl, and cloak and robe, with one face, two hands, and seated in a majestic posture. In his right hand he holds a vajra, in his left a skull cup containing the vase of immortality. And on his head he wears the 5-petaled lotus crown. In the crook of his left elbow he holds the supreme consort of bliss and emptiness, concealed as a 3-pronged katvanga. He presides amidst a shimmering aura of rays and rings of rainbow light. All around him, enveloped in a beautiful lattice of white, blue, yellow, red, and green light, are the 25 disciples, king and subjects, panditas and siddhas of India and Tibet, Rigzins and Idam deities, Dakinis, Dharmapalas, and protectors, those who keep the Samaya, all gathered like billowing clouds, vividly and distinctly visualized in the great equanimity of clarity and emptiness. Ogen yugen nobjan san pema gesen dongpo la ya zen chogen odrumne pema june jesodra. Kodo kandro mamben kor kege jesu da drupje. Jingen lobche shekso se guru pema sinde hong hong ujen yugen nobjan san Pema gesa dongpo la ya zen chogen odrubne. Pema june sheso da kordo kandro mambe kor kege jeso da drupche. Jingen labche shekso se guru pema sinde hong hong ujen yege nobjan zang. Pema gesa dongpo la ya zen chogen odrubne. Pema june sheso da Kodo kandro mambe gor kege jeso da drupche jenge lobche shekso se guru pema sinde hong hong uje yuge nobjan zang pema gese dongbo la yazen choge ngodrom ne pema june shekso da kodo kandro mambe gor Kiki Jisun Dai Drupje Jingi Lobche Shekso Se Guru Pema Sinde. Okay, now the 7 branches. Page 71. Free Dali Shingi sorry. Hold on. Free equal to the number of atoms in the universe. I multiply my body and offer prostrations. Through the power of Samadhi, both real offerings and those mentally emanated. All appearances and possibilities are presented as the gesture offering. All non-virtuous karma of my body, speech, and mind are confessed in the luminous state of the Dharmakaya. I rejoice in the accumulation of all virtue contained within the true truth. For the 3 types of beings to be tamed, I request you to turn the wheel of Dharma of the 3 yanas. Until samsara is emptied, I pray that you remain without passing into nirvana. All the roots of virtue accumulated in the 3 times I dedicate as the cause for attaining supreme Buddhahood. Page 74. O Guru Rinpoche, precious Lama, you are the glorious embodiment of the compassion and blessings of all the Buddhas, the only protector of all sentient beings. My body, wealth, lungs, heart, and chest, I offer to you without hesitation. From now until I attain Buddhahood, in happiness or sorrow, in circumstances good or bad, in situations high or low, great precious Lama, lotus born, think of me. I have no one else to turn to. The beings of these degenerate times are sinking in the swamp of unbearable suffering. Protect us from all of these, O great Guru. Grant us the 4 empowerments, O Blessed One. Deepen our realization, O Compassionate One. Purify the 2 obscurations, O Powerful One. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Ahum Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om The picture depiction here is wrong of the Vajra Yogini. She's holding a curved knife on her right hand, and then on the left she's holding the skull cup. So this picture is not right. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Ahum Benza Guru Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Om Ahum Om Ahum Benzo Guru Pema Siddhi 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 Page 77. Emaho. From within the pure realm, free from falling into limitations and extremes, the primordial Buddha Dharmakaya Kuntu Zangpo, Vajra Sattva, the Sambhoga Kaya manifesting display like the moon in water, and Garabdoje perfect with the marks of Nirmana Kaya. To you I pray, please grant blessings and empowerments. Shri Singha, treasury of the ultimate Dharma, Jambal Shenin, universal monarch of the nine yanas. Janana Sutra, the great Pandita Vimala Mitra, to you I pray, please show the path of liberation. Pema Jungne, sole ornament of the world, the supreme wisdom heart disciples, King Trisong Detsen, Consort Yeshe Tsoga, Verochana, and others. Venerable Longchen Ba, who revealed the symbols of an ocean of wisdom mind treasures. Jigme Lingpa, entrusted with the transmission of the space treasury of the Dakinis. To you I pray, please grant liberation and fruition. Do Drupchinle was a Gelwen Yugo, Pantru Rinpoche, Jamyang Kenze Wangpo, not so around. Kenze Choki Lode, Kenze Wezer, and the incomparably kind Root Lama. To you I pray, please show the original face of my true nature. With renunciation being disgusted with cyclic existence, may I meaningfully depend upon my Vajra Lama as though he were my eyes. Following his instructions to the letter and taking to heart the profound practices he gives, and applying them with constant diligence, not just now and then, may the blessings of his realized wisdom mind be transferred into my own. All appearances and possibilities, samsara and nirvana, are primordially the akanishta puram, which is the result of ripening and perfecting of deities, mantra, and dharmakaya. There's also a mistake here about we need the word purifying, ripening, perfecting of deities, mantras, and dharmakaya. This is Dzogpa Shenpo, free of any action and effort of abandoning and adopting. Rigpa's dynamic radiance, which is beyond conceptual analysis and dualistic experience. May I see the actual unclad dharmata. The conceptual characteristics perfectly liberated are the encompassing sphere of rainbows and lights. The expression of Kaya's Nyingthig supremely blossoming and achieving the full measures of Rigpa's power, the pure ram of Sambhoga Kaya, and attaining Buddhahood in the great consummate suchness of phenomena beyond concepts. May I accomplish the everlasting dominion of the youthful vase body. If I am unable to experience the realization of Ati Yoga, and this physical body is not liberated into the pure expanse, then when the formative constituents of this life fall apart, may the luminosity of death arise as the primordially pure Dharmakaya. May the appearances of the Baddo be liberated into Sambhogakaya, perfecting the power of the path of Trekche and Tegal. May I be liberated like a child returning to its mother's lap. In the great secret luminosity, the summit of the supreme vehicle, Buddha is nowhere sought but in the face of Dharmakaya. If I am not liberated into the manifested primordial ground, then relying on the supreme path of the five teachings on Buddhahood without meditation, may I be born in the five natural pure realms of Nirvana Kayas, especially in the palace of lotus light pure realm, then in the presence of the Lord of Origin himself, supreme sovereign of the ocean of rigs and masters, in the place where there is joyous celebration of the teachings of the supreme secret mantra, let me be born as supreme heir and be liberated. May I become the garden of limitless sentient beings. through the blessings of the ocean of the victorious Rigzins, through the inconceivable truth of the Dharma Dhatu, through this freedom and endowed human body, training in purifying, ripening, and perfecting, manifest the interdependence and attain Buddhahood. From the letter Om, radiant like a crystal at the Lama's forehead, rays of light stream forth and enter my forehead, purifying negative actions of the body and obscurations of the channels. The blessing of the Vajra body is infused. The vast empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the generation stage. The seed of the completely matured Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Nirmanakaya is established within my mind. From the letter R, blazing like a ruby at the Lama's throat, rays of light stream forth and enter my throat, purifying negative actions of the speech and obscurations of the inner wind. The blessing of Vajra speech is infused. The secret empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the practice of mantra recitation. The seed of the Rigzin with power over life is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Sambhogakaya is established within my mind. From the sky-colored letter Hung at the Lama's heart, rays of light stream forth and enter my heart, purifying negative actions of the mind and obscurations of the essence. The blessings of Vajra mind is infused, the wisdom empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Zendali practice of bliss and emptiness. The seed of the Mahamudra Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Dharmakaya is established within my mind. Once more, from the letter Hung at the Lama's heart, a second Hung streaks out like a shooting star, merging inseparably with my mind, purifying the karma of all ground and conceptual obscurations. The blessing of Vajra wisdom is infused. The ultimate symbolizing word empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Dzogpa Chenpo of original purity. The seed of the spontaneously accomplished Rixin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Savabhavika Kaya, the final fruition, is established within my mind. Okay. Okay, now we can do the reading. Go to the insert, page 5 in the insert. Okay. Tesum sangye tham chiki ngowo kuje dani pamden lama damba la sewa de so dala wanguru jenge lapto sa sablam ge tobai ke barajen julai ke wara jenge lapto sa kada nilu ke tawa dobara jenge lapto sa Tundru nanje yeshe tar chembara jenje laptos. Diljorage mille rimboche de nebara kawara tobara jenge laptos. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. I pray that you bless me to realize how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. I pray that you bless me to realize how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. Okay, now you can read the whichever part that you have to read. 찍겠는데. उद्यम जन जान देंगे लोग 아니. 내려오나 한번 이렇게. So when you are reading the text, you should also remember to analyze, and then also after analysis or after examination, then you should settle or rest in placement meditation or settling meditation. Whatever you read uh, should give you some kind of reminder or some kind of um, that it benefits your mind, that you are able to reflect like what are the obstacles, like the distraction that we have, the laziness that we have, or the lack of interest, and so on and so forth goes on like that. And then you reflect on it. Even if I'm not able to get rid of all of those, I need to aspire myself to rid these slowly by slowly. This is how we need to think. We need to aspire, whatever the teachings say. Of course, it's for sure that we can read everything immediately, but we should make the aspiration that may I be able to do everything what this mind training is saying. So in this way, it should benefit, it should make some impression in your mind, some kind of, when I say impression, some kind, it should make a difference, or here is the word here in the text is should benefit. It should, and that it's doing something to your mind in any level, even if it's like tiny step, like a baby step or whatsoever, it has to benefit. And that is the essence of dharma. That is the essence of dharma. It's the practice, because whatever we read, whatever we contemplate, and so forth, should be able to make a difference in our practice, should be able to take effect in our mind or in our whatever level, as I mentioned earlier, like that. Otherwise, then Dharma's essence is not there. We say, if the blanket doesn't keep you warm, then it's not a blanket. Likewise, if the Dharma doesn't benefit your mind, it's not a Dharma. It's not absolute Dharma. It is just intellectual Dharma. And intellectual Dharma, no matter however long you try to put it into practice, it's just a tiresome work. It's just a waste of time. Let alone doing this for 100 days, you could use your entire life. It will be meaningless. So therefore, think in this way, and each and every moment that we engage in this mind training, make sure that it takes effect or makes some kind of benefit, some kind of effect is there in your practice. And then whatever you want to do, like you want to make firm conviction that I should constantly remember to refine my behavior, my ways of thinking, my ways of expressing, to either to make my desire modest or make it lesser or eliminate my anger, be controlled, and so on and so forth. All of these things we need to constantly remind yourself, thinking that that's the mind training. So then it will benefit. Otherwise, we're not trying to do like this, the teachings say, not just to get by, trying to accumulate 100 days, like, what you say, that a horse track, trying to just speed up like that. So each and every aspect you need to see that it's benefiting your mind. So we should practice like that. And then to do that one, constantly think of the Lama. See the Lama as the embodiment of the Buddha of the three times, like as we supplicate in the beginning of our session, like that. And then supplicate fervently to the Lama. Having done so, then the Lama's blessings permeate your being, and that your mind and the wisdom mind of your Lama merges inseparably, and then you rest in that state like that for a while, non-conceptually. So this is how you need to alternate in between, alternate with your reading and your contemplation and your placement meditation. So Peljok, it's called, you Jejok, or it's analytical, and placement meditation or settling meditation. Do that one. Okay, so now we'll do the dedication of that. Page 7 and the insert. So you have to remind yourself, because just reading, and then you keeping on reading very long and you waste your time in reading. Whatever you read reminds you of what the Dharma tells you, that our mistaken behavior needs to be corrected. It needs to be, we need to examine, and we need to um, abandon. Yeah, we need to do that. So then, not thinking of that and then just piling more information on your head, in your head like that. That's not the way how we do this mind training. So whatever you read, even if you're reading it to memorize, it's very good. You read that again and again, that these words come in your mind. That's very, very good like that. Not only that, but on top of that, then you need to make the conviction that I will put all of these into my practice like that. Okay, page 7. The white top shining boy check will check goro shok chan che min che pe da dan da dra mombe sem che nam del joro ning boy lembara jenge lo. Back to page 7. Although I have won these freedoms, I am poor in dharma, which is their essence. Although I have entered the dharma, I am distracted doing other things. Bless me and all those foolish beings like me, that we may attain the very essence of the freedoms and advantages. Okay, now page 6. La mala japsu chiwo, sangye la japsu chiwo, chen la japsu chiwo, gende la japsu chiwo. La mala japsu chiwo, sangye la japsu chiwo, chen la japsu chiwo, gende la japsu chiwo. La mala japsu chiwo, sangye la japsu chiwo, chen la japsu chiwo, gende la japsu chiwo. Lama la japsu che wo, sangye la japsu che wo, che la japsu che wo, gende la japsu che. Lama la japsu che wo, sangye la japsu che wo, che la japsu che wo, gende la japsu che wo. Lama la japsu che wo, sangye la japsu che wo, che la japsu che wo, gende la japsu che. Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Namala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Namala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Namala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo. Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Namala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Namala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo. Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Lamala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Lamala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo. Lamala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Lamala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Lamala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo. Lamala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Lamala Joseph Chewo, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph Chewo, Gendala Joseph Chewo, Lamala Joseph, Sangala Joseph Chewo, Chenla Joseph, Gendala Joseph, Lamala Joseph, Sangala Joseph, Chenla Joseph, Gendala Lamala Joseph, Sangala Joseph, Chenla Joseph, Gendala Joseph, Lamala Joseph, Sangala Joseph, Chenla Joseph, Gendala Joseph, Lamala Joseph, Sangala Joseph, Chenla Joseph. Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal 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 Joseph Lamal Joseph Chenla Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph 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 Chenla Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal 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 Joseph Lamal Joseph Sangre Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Joseph 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 Lamal Joseph Sangre Joseph Chenla Joseph Gendal Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chonzang in the Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Chomzang in the Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal 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 Jasa Lama Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sang Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa 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 Lama Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa Lama Jasa 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 Sang Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Gendal Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal Jasa Lama Jasa Sang 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sang Jasa Chala Jasa Gendal 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa San San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa Lama Jansa 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 Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda 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 Jansa Lama Jansa San Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda 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 Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda 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 Jansa Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda 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 Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Ganda Jansa 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 Lama Jansa San Jansa Chala Janda Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sanjo Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa 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 Lama Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sanjo Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sanjo Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the 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 Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo 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 Chala Jumping in the Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chala Jumping in the 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Sanjo Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Long Johnson, Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Lama Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Lama Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Lam Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Johnson, Chana Johnson in the Johnson Laman Johnson Son Lamjata Sangla Jata Chala Jata Jata Lamjata Sangla 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 Chala Jata Lamjata Lamjata Jata Chala Jata Jata Lamjata Sangla Chala 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 Jata Lamjata Namjata Sanjata Chala Chantakana Jata Lamjata 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 Sanjata Chala Chala Chantakana Jata Lamjata Sanjata 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 Chala Lamjata Sanjata Chala Chantakana Jata 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 Lamjata Sanjata Chala Chala Janta Gana Janta Lama Janta San Janta 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 Chala San Gana Janta Lama Janta San Janta Chala Janta Gana Janta Lama Janta San Janta Chala Janta Gana Lamajata Sanglajata Chala Jandagan Janta Lamajata Sanglata 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 Chala Jandagan Janta Lamajata Lamjata Sangla Jata Chala Chantakana Jata Lamjata Sangla Jata Chala Chantakana Jata Lamjata Sangla 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 Chala Chantakana Chala Chantakana Jata Lamjata Sangla Chala Chantakana Jata Lamjata Sangla Chala Chantakana Lamjata Sangla Chala Chantakana Jata 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 Lamjata Lamajata Sanjanta Lamajata Lamajata Sanjanta Chala Janta Janta 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 Lamajata Sanjanta Chala Janta Lamajata Sanjanta Chala Janta Lamajata Lamajata Sanjanta Chala Janta Janta Lamajata Sanjanta Chala Janta Janta Lamajata Sanjanta Chala Janta Janta Lamajata Sanjanta Chala 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 Lamajata Sanjanta Chala Janta 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 Lamajata Lamajata Sanjata Chala Janta 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 Lamajata Sanjata Chala Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Chala Joseph in the Joseph Lam Joseph Sang Joseph Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Jata Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Jata Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Chala Lama Jata Sangha Jata Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Jata Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha 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 Lama Jata Sangha Chala Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina 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 Jata Lama Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Lama Jata Sangha Chala Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Lama Jata Sangha Chala Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Jata Sangha Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata Lama Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Gina Jata 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 Lama Jata Sangha Chala Janta Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina 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 Jatsa Lama Jatsa Sangha Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa Lama Jatsa Sangha Jatsa Chana Chumdekina Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Chana Chumdekina Jatsa Lama Jatsa Sangha 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chana Lama Jatsa Sangha Chana Chumdekina Jatsa 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 Lama Jatsa Sangha Lamaja Sang Chala Jonding in the Jota 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 Lamaja Sang Chala Jonding in the Lama Jasa Sangla Jasa Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Jasa Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla 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 Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Lamuja Sangla Jasa Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla 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 Chala Lamaja Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda 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 Jasa Lama Jasa Sangla Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Jasa 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 Lama Jasa Sangla Chala Jantiganda Gendan la jamso chewan, naman la jamso chewan, sangen la jamso chewan, chen la jamso chewan, gendan la jamso chewan. Back to the Ngundro text, page 37. Ngundro text, page 37. Genjo sungen de shen zawan sum salon te le rangen jang cho sem. Ngo wo rangen to je kel korona. Jang cho ning bo bando jang sun che. Genjo sungen de shen zawan sum salon te le rangen jang cho sem. Ngo rangen to je kel korona. Chang chu ning po ban do chang sun che. Kun cho sung ye de she za wan sum za lun te le rang jen chang chu. Ngo wo rang jen tu je kel koron la. Chang chu ning po ban do chang sun che. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. Okay, back to the insert. Dedication on page 7. Gewa ndi ye nirdo dai genjo sumbo drupjurne drowai chek chai male pai de ye sanlai gen parasho. Through the merit of this practice, may I swiftly accomplish the three jewels and establish every sentient beings without exception on their level. Okay, now back to the Ngundro text, page 89. Page 89. When my life is at its end, my perception, the glorious copper-colored mountain, the pure realm of Ngaya, indivisible from Nirmanakaya's pure realm, and my body, Vajra Yogini, is transformed into a radiant, brilliant sphere of light, merging inseparably with Jits and Pema June, I attain Buddhahood. Then, from the display of vast primordial wisdom, the miraculous manifestation of bliss and emptiness, for every single being in the three realms, let me appear as their supreme guide. Jitsen Pema, grant this so, I pray. I pray to you from the bottom of my heart. These are not just empty words. I pray that you grant your blessings from the expanse of your wisdom mind and cause all my aspirations to be fulfilled. Page 92. Lamen tuka ne vezere marbo jedan jeba je welge jongwa. Tani dorje nel joro mara seve ninga rekpa tsamge marage gongbo shikto june. Guru rimbo che tukara tembe yereme ro chekto juru. From the heart center of the Lama, a beam of light, red and warm, suddenly appears and with myself visualized as Dorjin El Jorma. It touches my heart and I am instantaneously transformed into a sphere of red light, which dissolves into Guru Rinpoche's heart, and I become inseparable with him in one day. Glorious, precious Root Lama, dwelling on the lotus seat in my heart, care for me with your compassionate great kindness. Grant me the accomplishments of your body, speech, and mind. Toward the life and liberation of the glorious Lama, may wrong views not arise, not even for an instant. And through the devotion of seeing whatever he does as excellent, may the blessings of the Lama infuse my mind. In all of my lifetimes, may I never be separated from the Lama. And experiencing the splendor of Dharma, may I perfect the qualities of the paths and bhumis and swiftly attain the level of Vajradhara. And then reflect on your session and then confess any mistakes or what you say, shortcomings. And then any virtue, any excellence that you achieved through this practice, then be joyful, and then we dedicate that for the attainment of the perfect and complete Buddhahood of all sentient beings. Jamben Bawun Jidarai Kembai Dang Kundu Sangboy Deyan Dejen Den Denai Gunge Jeso Dalo Chen Gewa Dendan Tamje Rabdung Desum Shekben Gewa Tamje Ke Ngowa Gangla Chotu Ngakpa Denda Gen Gewe Tsawa Ande Kanjang Sambo Cheche Ramdung Owarangi, page 94. Just as the heroic Manjushri realized and Samanta Bahadra too, I will train in their examples and perfectly dedicate all of these virtues. All of the conquerors of the three times, in whichever way they supremely praise dedication, I too will perfectly dedicate all my roots of virtue for the excellent conduct. In all of my lifetimes, wherever I am born, may I obtain the seven qualities of higher realms. Upon taking birth, may I immediately meet the Dharma and have the freedom to practice it perfectly. In that life, may I please the sublime Lama and practice the Dharma day and night. Having realized the Dharma, may I accomplish the ultimate meaning of essence. And may I cross over the ocean of worldly existence in this very life. And may I thoroughly teach the sublime Dharma within the world, and never become disheartened or weary of accomplishing the benefit of others. Through working impartially for the vast benefit of others, may all beings attain Buddhahood together. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. Okay, so excellent. Another day of achievement. Wonderful. It's cold today. It's been raining since I think like midnight or so. Our body is so spoiled being here in California. It's like if a little bit of rain or chill, then we feel very cold. We say our body is like butter. As soon as, like a little bit of cold, we freeze, a little bit of heat and we melt. Okay. Jangshuk Dolkar, nice sunlight behind you. It's like rainbow. I think you're dissolving in rainbow body.
I feel holographic.
Yeah,
the sun is just
good.
rising.
Mm-hmm. How are you all? Good. Mm-hmm. Any questions? Not too long, but just one or two questions before we close. So we have 2 more days for the nature of freedom, the essential nature of freedom. So that's so this weekend we will finish that one, and then after that we'll make the channel secured so that only those who are joining on Zoom or those who have the link to the YouTube, they can practice along with us. And then also there will be slight variation in our recitation. That will only send to students who are accumulating the Wondro and doing the intensive Wondro accumulation. And by the way, those of you who are not able to do in chunks like we are doing, then, or in lump like we're doing, then maybe you can do in chunks like small pieces. So say you want to do 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon, 1 hour in the evening. That's also permissible. So we just want to encourage you all to do this mind training because it's going to benefit every one of us, you and all sentient being, us and all sentient being. It's not like we want to be stingy about this practice. We want to help all beings in whichever way, but in order to practice, we need to bring discipline. Without discipline, then we'll fall back into our ordinary samsaric habit. Just, we waste years and years. 111 days means nothing compared to that. So think like that and bring the strong commitment in your mind that let me not waste this year. I will utilize this year in this mind training, which will benefit me in this life and hereafter. And ultimately I will attain Buddhahood. So think like that.
Kempala, What do you recommend in terms of using a counter? Do you have one that you like?
Counter?
Counter.
Yeah. If you try to get online like this, otherwise you can just give me your address. I will send you one. I have this one. It looks like this. And then you just click, go 15, 16, sorry,
So
17, 19, like that, 21, 22. And then immediately you'll get 111,000. So yeah, you can get names of those who want. We'll send them. Okay.
Awesome. How many were today?
It will be nice when you're doing prostrations. You can hold in your hand and then go. I can leave this on the floor, and then every time you go down, you press. So you don't have to bring this together with you. When you go down, you press. Or if you want to do with the malas, it's easy. It's not difficult. It's very easy like that. You go down, and whenever you pull one, and again when you go down, when you come again, you pull one mala. Bit like that. Go down. It's very easy. You get used to it.
You can get ones like this as well, and they fit on your finger.
Oh yes, I saw that one. Yes. It looks like a ring, yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a tiny watch on your finger.
It's just a little strap. Yeah.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, you can get those ones too.
Was that on Amazon, or where did you get that?
Some time ago, we were talking, and then someone mentioned that they now have prostration boards. They have it when you go down, it kind of knows that you have, one. It counts. So by the end of your prostration, you know how many you have done. So I heard that. Trying to remember who mentioned this one, but maybe it's made in China. So.
Well, freight from China is a little disturbed at the moment.
Yeah.
It may be a little problem. Daylight savings time is also coming up soon.
That's good. We'll have 1 more hour of time, 1 more extra hour of practice. So that's nice. We'll be waking up earlier than now, so that's good. So you'll be waking up by 2:30 now. It's you can just think it's just the mentality on how we believe in the reality. Our projected reality is so strong. Then but our body gets used to that one. So. I keep my stash of food next to me. I say this one my provision, my retreat provision. Yeah. So whenever I'm hungry, I don't have to stand from here. I can just munch. Of course, my wife keeps me fed well. In fact, too well.
The prostrations are coming.
Yeah, no. Before prostrations, I need to prepare. So just like how you Westerners do before you go to Like if you're thinking of going to Nepal for a hike in the Himalayas, here you start kind of doing this fitness thing to acclimate yourself with the altitude and so forth. So we need to start doing that.
How many mantras today? Can follow.
Today we did 1400.
There's a chance I might be moving home in the next few weeks. So if you don't see me on Zoom, a bit like yesterday, I'll still be getting on with my practice and using the YouTube recordings. And then hopefully in a few weeks I'll be settled and I can join in with the Zoom classes again.
Okay, good. Yeah, you'll have access to YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still gonna. I mean, while I'm still here, I mean, it just might be that I'm busy between 12 midday and 3 in the afternoon. So instead,
Yeah.
I'll do a session when I wake up in the morning, and then once I move, I've got limited data on my phone, so I'll probably be able to watch the YouTube videos on my phone with like the minimum setting, and then once I've got proper Wi-Fi, I can join in the Zoom sessions again.
No, okay. So, yeah. Sure.
I'm not abandoning you all. I will still be practicing.
Yeah. Main thing, now that you know the way how it is done, starting Saturday, it will be slightly different, but you can still continue this same format. And then, but now you have your calendar. What you need to do is after Saturday, we are going to focus on the 5 endowments that's independent and 5 endowments that are dependent. So to be born as a human being with all the senses intact, to be born in a centrally located, meaning where Dharma is existing. Dharma is still going on. And then we haven't committed any grave, serious negative actions of killing an arhat or killing a bodhisattva or bringing discord in the Sangha, in the community of Dharma practitioners, or generated wrong intention toward the Buddha, or having killed our father or mother, like those are the 5 inexpiable acts that we have. So think like that, and then
I'm sure I'll probably be joining you on the weekends, but I just thought I'd say in case I disappear occasionally.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll always understand. But as I told you, is whatever works for you. If you're not able to do 3 hours in a row, then do like maybe 3 chunks of 1 hour each, or you can do 2 chunks of 1.5 hour, or you can do 1 hour and 2 the next as 2 hours. So whichever way you do. Yeah, I don't want to mention now, but on Saturday I will tell you why we are doing this like that. Okay. Anyone else?
You hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. My internet's not good today, but when we throw the rice, you know, the offerings, like it's getting kind of all over the place. Like, should I worry about vacuuming the offerings and they end up in the garbage? Should I try to find, you know, or
Yeah, you can throw outside so the birds can eat. Birds, if you have birds around, you don't need to throw in the garbage. You can.
Okay.
So blessed you're offering to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So those are blessed substance. Whoever connect with that, of course, eventually, even if you throw in the garbage, it will go to the dump, and maybe the germs, the bacteria, and so forth might connect with that. But for now, just toss it so that you can toss it in the garden or park, or like you can just throw out the window, and then the birds and the bees or the insects will connect with that. And if you can also throw flower petals. If you have flower petals, you can use those.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Good morning, Campbell.
Good morning, Chavila.
I sort of got into doing the recitations while Ari Woad is doing some ceremony. I find the comfort of seeing the familiar shrine and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping that'd be all right.
Yeah,
also okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Yes. Whatever helps your practice, you can bring in. Whatever harms or hurts or creates obstacle to your practice, you avoid. That's fine. How are you, Linda? We can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I know you mentioned maybe we could begin the prostrations and we do the 7 branch prayer. So for each prostration, do we do the entire prayer?
Yeah, you will get you'll get more than one recitation eventually. In the beginning, you might be a little bit slow. So memorize the lines, and then that way you don't have to look at it as you go down and come up. So memorize it, and then also eventually memorize the Tibetan too. So both, so like that. And then in the beginning, you might not be able to get that whole 7 branches in one prostration. But later on, you'll be doing more. You might be doing like twice or 1.5 before you in one prostration. So yeah, the main thing is that in our practice, our recitation cannot be too slow. If it's too slow, then we'll never accumulate that in number. And similarly, like that, we don't want to be too fast. We skip the syllables and so forth. That's not allowed. So we should be able to do it fast at the same time, not be too slow, like not too slow. So not slow that, if you're too slow, we'll never accumulate 111,000. If you're too fast, then you will miss, and then which will not really qualify. Meaning, of course, there's nobody to judge us, but
Mhm.
you know, there is one ultimate calculator. That one, so it does not qualify that ultimate calculator.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, because in the mantra recitations, sometimes I find myself wanting to think about, the Lama, the Buddha, instead of just the words. So I'm kind of doing both.
Mhm.
Sometimes just saying the words, and sometimes I'm.
You have to say the words. You can
And
think.
not. What?
You can think of the Lama, but still keep saying the word.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the words, but sometimes I want to elaborate in my mind on the meaning of the Lama.
Oh yeah, sure, yes, yeah. Huh? The main thing when you're doing this thing, that you understand the nature of samsara, that you have fear and you have disgust towards samsara, that frustrations of samsara, you say revulsion and renunciation, and that way, when you have renunciation and revulsion, that's when refuge happens. If you don't have fear of samsara, refuge doesn't happen.
Oh, I have fear. Sorry.
If you're still attached to samsara, then refuge doesn't happen. So that's what we need to do. That's why we are saying Lama. We haven't come yet there, but right now we are doing the mind training of the freedom. But when we come to refuge, again, that supplication to the Lama changes. Grant me the blessings. That refuge, I take refuge, or renunciation happens in me. I am disgusted by samsara, or I feel repulsed by samsara, those kind of things. So you now understand that refuge does not happen just by saying I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, and so forth. But refuge happens. Refuge is seeking protection. But if you're not afraid, then you won't even care to go for refuge or look for someone who will protect. So then when you see the suffering of samsara, then you will try to look, okay, who can protect me? And the undeceiving protection are the three jewels. Okay. Alexander, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Good. How's your mom?
She's okay.
You staying with your mom?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Okay, say hi to her, okay?
Okay.
How are you, Kampo?
I'm a little bit worn out, but I'm okay, because I'm still working on the text and then getting just 3 hours of sleep. But I'm trying to, once this text is done, then I'll have more time, so I can document my time in some other things. So I'm okay.
Your dedication is inspiring.
Is saying, when you ask how are you, then it's saying what about if somebody says I'm not well, then then I say this is a formal greeting. Okay.
Kempola,
Yes.
I'm still on my reciting. Even when I hear you're going beautifully fast. First line, I hear you always say Lama Gyatso. How's that?
That's why.
And I'm trying to
Oh.
change it. Third line, I apologize, is cultural. The CHO, cho?
True, yeah, true.
I think of chocolate. The last line sounds like lucky sushi. And it's worked a little bit to change it, but it keeps being persistent in my mind.
You got chocolate and sushi all mixed together.
And sometimes my words just get all gumbled up. I think it's a cultural thing too, so.
It's too bad.
I'm sorry, that's.
Yeah, because this is a powerful word. There's a powerful prayer like Buddha Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangam Saranam Gacchami. That's how the Buddha taught refuge. This refuge is connected from how Buddha himself took refuge in the Buddha Dharma and the Sangha, and how he transmitted this to his students, and this refuge is unbroken till our Lama. So from our Lama, we take the refuge vow. So that's why this refuge is continuous. That's why there is a sermon required for taking refuge. You can take refuge from somebody who hasn't taken refuge, like someone like out there in the street, or someone, like that, say, please give me refuge. And then person pulls this refuge sermon from the Library of Congress or Google, like then says, okay, I give you refuge. And then you take refuge from that person, but refuge doesn't happen because this person doesn't have the stream of refuge. You take refuge from a Lama who has the stream of the refuge, which connects till that Lama from Buddha Shakyamuni in an unbroken lineage. That's refuge. If there's no stream of refuge, if the refuge lineage is not there, there's no refuge for sure. So it's important. And then this line that you're reciting, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Lama, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. It's very powerful because this is the blessed word. This is a word, or this is mantra. This is mantra you're reciting. And then more and more you see, in the beginning, you don't feel it. You don't have the, like what you call, what's the word? I'm trying to go for the Spanish word.
For what?
The essence is not there yet, but still you keep on doing, because the power of that mantra has the power. So then it triggers you to actually take refuge in a definite way. So that's why it's important for you to recite it either in English or in Tibetan or in Sanskrit. So, but you have to do it correctly. So you cannot just say chocolate or sushi, those kind of thing.
Right.
Okay? And not Lama Jatso, it's Lama Lachapsu Chiu. Lama Lachapsu Chiu, Sangha Lachapsu Chiu. That word "wo" is not there in English, in the English language. "Oh" is like when you're frustrated. Oh, like that one. That's the word. So you kind of go like that, that kind of that. It's not W. It's not Y. There's somewhere in between guttural that comes from here. Whoa, whoa. Lama Lachapsu Chiu, whoa. Lama Lachapsu Chiu, Sangha Lachapsu Chiu, Chela Lachapsu. It's not Lama Lachapsu Chiu, oh. It's not like the whoa. There's a whoa there. Oh, almost like W-E, double O, W-O-E, like. So you have to say that one. And you have to understand, yes, this is the reason why you take refuge. And you take refuge from a lineage holder or like a refuge holder who has maintained the refuge vows like that. Okay. How are you, Violet? Yeah. Good. Thomas, is it snowing in Montana? Is it snowing outside?
Not right now. It did like 2 days ago.
Okay. I thought it would be. We had like a very windy day before yesterday, and then yesterday we had lots of rain, and I think it just stopped this like half an hour ago. So
Yeah, it's really, actually, it looks like it's going to be a sunny day today.
good. Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, but only yesterday it snowed, but today it's cleared out. It's really beautiful out.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a kind of a muddy mess, snow and ice. And like
What
that.
part of Montana are you in? What town?
I'm in Clinton, just east of Missoula. Where are you?
Oh, okay. Helena.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so our weather's a little bit
Is
different.
the Flat Lake head still frozen, or?
Flathead Lake, yeah, it's pretty much, the center of it's probably soft and open, but the shores are still frozen.
Mm.
It won't be for long because we've had days that have been up to 50, but and it hasn't been that cold a winter overall, so soon it'll be open.
Temple, I heard that.
Okay.
Well, there's too much echo.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Temple?
Yes.
I don't know what happened to the audio. I can't hear anything. Oh, wow.
I can hear you. Yes, you can go ahead. Selena, how is Ireland? Is it locked down like here?
Yes, Kimbo, we're still in lockdown here until, well, sometime in April, early April. Originally it was March, but it's been extended because we still need some more time. So yeah, so we're still in lockdown here.
Temple, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, yes.
Okay, now I can talk. Oh, did the Dharma Center, the house that you guys were at, did you guys move from some emails I read for the past few months ago? Is it true that you guys moved?
No, we were supposed to move 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, we were at the verge of moving. We had made an extension there, and that we took down thinking we would move, and then just at the point of moving, and then we were actually looking for a place. We filed we did what you call like application for rental and so forth, and then it came through, and just as we were about to move to this place, and then they extended the lease, so we're still here. So
Oh,
But now we
nice.
are just on month to month, and then
Okay, nice.
yeah, my wife is the one who deals with all this kind of situation. So I don't have to wrap around my head around those kind of thing. She deals with the landlord and does all of those. So at least, so I have peace of mind, and I just focus in this dharma thing like that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Hopefully, in the future we'll have a place, a permanent place. That's what we are hoping, because in this, it's almost almost 20 years now, because we moved here in 2008. So like in one more year or so, it will be 10 years. We're just paying rent. Then, so hopefully that will manifest. That's
Yes, but
anybody else?
when you own a place, Kimpala, then you have to pay taxes and your mortgage, and
Of
then
course, yeah.
probably repair bills.
Yeah, at least, with all of those things are there, but at least the money that we pay for rent would go toward a house which eventually will be a center, in the long run. So not otherwise, for these 10 years, it's been kind of okay, because we were at the same place. Earlier, we have been here now 10 years, maybe 9 years here. Before this, we were in the front house. So we stayed in the front house for 6 months, and we moved to this one. Before that, we moved like 4 times in 1 year or two, like 1 year or two, we moved. Like in the Bhutanese way, we say like cats moving there. Like cats move around all around, like cats when they say litters. What do you say? Kittens? Yeah, kittens. They move around from place to place. So we were like that. At least for now, we were kind of in one place. When I came to America, I had, the jola. Jola is like how the yogis carry. It's like a hand strap bag. That one, and a duffel bag where I had my clothes. But if I have to move now, I think I might need a semi truck or a bigger one. No.
That's samsara. Yeah.
No, it's samsara. I have been between my family, my dharma, and my tools, and my printing press, and my translation project. So I say, like in Guru Rinpoche's life story, Guru Rinpoche was a woodworker. Guru Rinpoche was a blacksmith. Guru Rinpoche was a cobbler. Guru Rinpoche was everything. So I'm like that. I'm one man who does all the things. So I translate, I print, I publish, all of those. So, but once we have a center like that, then of course our students are helping right now, but it will be much fun, because students will then take on the responsibility of doing all of those things.
I could use a few students here.
What's that?
My water pipes break, and
Oh, for now,
Yeah.
I
so
do
that-
everything. If there is a leak, if there is a broken faucet or anything like that, I do the electric, I do the plumbing. I don't like to call my landlord. My landlord is a very nice person. You know, we had in the course of moving from place to place, we had some very not nice landlords like that. But this landlord is very nice person. We had landlords who were very nice, you know, but right now also we have nice landlord. So I don't like to bother them for tiny little things. I do on my own. So I'm a handy person. You can hire me.
Okay, you're hired. That $500 plumbing bill for replacement of all that copper pipe was.
I know. I know. I learned that one when I first came to America. I did a translation for a group. They wanted to say, what did you want? And then I said, you know, if you can help me buy a computer. So they helped me buy a computer. It's like 20 some years ago. So then they bought me this computer, and I used to live in a trailer. So trailer, you know, in California, it's summertime, it heats up and then so forth. And then my hard drive crashed. My hard drive crashed. And then my computer wouldn't turn on, it would just stay blank. And then I went through my yellow page. I was in Santa Cruz then. So yellow pages, and then I called this computer repair guy, and then he said, yeah, please bring your computer. I can repair it for you. Then I went down, you know, I asked one of my Sangha brothers to drive me. We loaded, this is this big computer, it's like the big, you know, the desktop computer. And we went there, and then this person, he didn't even have a shop. He was listed as a computer repair guy, but he hooked my computer to a gym. He took me to a gym, and he used the gym's gym monitor and the keyboard and all. And then he told me, oh, it's broken. And he charged me 150 to say it's broken. And he didn't fix it. So then I thought, oh, I have to learn fixing computer myself. So I fixed my own computer too.
Wow.
Well, I just redid all the under sink drains in the house because they were all.
If you have computer problems, reach me. Yeah. Oh, I used to fix iPhones. So
That's impressive.
So Kempo, on the electricity, how is it what is it that you do? My brother's a professional industrial and domestic electrician. So if you ever need the help.
I can do anything. I can do as you know, you tell me. I can do according to code.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to be more careful with electricity.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
So anyway, everybody stay well, take good care, and then reserve your energy for practice. Okay? Take care. I will see you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Touch the leg. Hey.